what's up guys? James with Breachers Customs out here on a Saturday. Gonna go over some options for truck guns. I like a 308, 7.5 inch 308, kind of a do what I need to do, any potential threat being 308. I have shot my 308 out to 400 yards. I've shot it out to 700 yards. Lobbed it in at 700. We're shooting about 2,000 to 2,100 feet per second out of the muzzle, so if you do the math, you take that with a grain of salt. That's just my thought process. You're entitled to your own, so keep that in mind. We're going to go over a few options here. This is a 5.5 inch Glock mag, so it does take 33 round stick mag. Nothing in the chamber, nothing in there. Okay, so 33 round stick mag, Glock mag setup, 5.5 inch ballistic advantage barrel. We do put our own feed ramp, which changes the cone angle and polish up the feed ramp and the chamfer or the radius into the chamber itself. We are running a SLR linear comp on the end of it. This is a SLR Helix handguard. This should be a 6-inch handguard on a 5.5 inch barrel with a linear comp. Excuse me. SLR hand stop. Working our way back. Glock mag lower. These are our lowers made by New Frontier Arms Armory for us. So it does have our info on it. Glock mag PCC upper. This is their Gen 2 version. Last round bolt hold open. Want to talk about that real quick. This little lever right here, when the mag is empty and you're pulling the bolt back, it pushes this lever out to lift up the bolt catch and catch the bolt to the back. So I like this design a lot better than others that I've seen out there. Nothing's 100% perfect, but we have really good reliability with last round bolt hold open with that respect. This is running the PDQ lever, so these lowers are machined for it, so you can actually push here to release the bolt. Working back, Timney PCC trigger, one of the best triggers for PCCs, hence the name PCC, pistol caliber carbine. In a previous video on my YouTube, I went over why choose a PCC trigger for a PCC. You might want to save some money, and you might want to go with a mil-spec style trigger, which has your typical trigger shoe and then your hammer that are separate on separate pins. The problem with those, watch the other video, I explain it, I show the detail. The hammer comes down, hits trigger shoe, gives you a little bit of slap on the shoe itself, on your finger, and it can break the trigger. And I've changed dozens of them when people try to run a mil-spec trigger. The Timney PCC trigger does have a protector on the back of it to prevent the hammer from hitting the trigger shoe, breaking the disconnector, breaking the trigger itself. Working our way back, we have the Reptilia Grip, Radiant Talon Ambi Safety. This is the SB Tactical SBA5 brace. On back here is just a conventional, standard, mil-spec style buffer nut and end plate and carbine tube, mil-spec size. Radian Raptor SL charging handle. And then the infamous Glock mag. So on top here, you could do irons, or you could do a simple red dot, Sig Romeo, you could do a Holosun, you could do any optic you want to put on here. Something that's decent though, like a MRO or RMR or Sig Romeo, if you can find one that has a pick rail attachment to it. A lot of great options out there. Holosuns are reasonable. Good optics. I haven't had a lot of problems with those. So again, 5.5 inch barrel Glock mag AR9. Now we're going to move on to another Glock mag setup. So stick mag, nothing in the chamber. Starting at the end, we are running this is an Octane 9, so it's a Silencer Co. Octane 9. It's just a direct thread, 3.75 inch barrel on a 2.75 inch handguard. Again, the same lower and upper receiver as the previous gun. We are not running the PDQ lever on this gun. We wanted to save a couple bucks. Not that those are expensive, but we did do a mil-spec trigger on this one. This one should have what's called a bobbed hammer. Basically, the hook that comes off the hammer, you cut that off, machine it off, so it's done properly, so the hook can't come down and hit the trigger shoe and the disconnector and break it. So it's a little bit, you're putting a band-aid on something that you should do properly with a PCC trigger. Again, Radiant Talon Ambi Safety. This has the Fab Defense folding grip. Like I explained in another video, the reason I like these is to get the height down. You throw a set of irons on this, like the next gun that we're going to show, it gets your height down. So if you're fitting into a slim bag or a side bag on a Harley or a golf bag or backpack, you have less chance of things catching like a grip would catch on a backpack if you're trying to rip it out. You have a lot more clearance with this, especially being hidden by the brace. Brace wise, this is a Maxim Defense SCW brace. It has a custom bolt in it that we make in-house. We basically take a very good bolt and we modify it to work with the SCW. Running an H3 buffer with the SCW. So I machine this in-house, make it, and it makes the Maxim SCW brace work. Again, Radian Raptor charging handle. This is just a standard charging handle, not the SD version. So if you want to run a muzzle device on this you can. There's no gas tube coming back in a PCC. So there's really no point in the Raptor SD like in a gas gun. What else? Finger stop on the end of it. Again, Silencer Co. Octane 9 suppressor, mil-spec trigger, Seekins bolt catch due to the last round bolt hold open arm that comes out and kicks the bolt catch out. But yeah, so that's that gun. Moving on to our infamous Lil Nina, so Lilnina, Lil Nina, little baby 9mm, Mean Arms Exo Mag. So I went over these in another video. These are new, not the Mean Arms. They had the Indo Mag that we've used for years. This Exo Mag, exoskeleton mag, you can grab it like that, load it with your thumb. Does have a metal ejector on it. So the previous versions, the Mean Arms Indo Mags, had a plastic plastic ejector on it. Those wear out over time. These, I ran a full mag of in full auto on this gun last week, so they take the abuse, not a problem. SLR handguard. This is a 2.5 inch barrel, so a 2.5 inch barrel SLR linear comp. This is a 3 inch handguard, so that's the fit. On that, you can do a 3.25 inch handguard on this if you want to tuck that linear comp in just a little bit further. SLR hand stop, we are running ScalarWorks folding iron sights on here. What else? Running back, this is our SLR B15 set, so these have our logo on it, our information on it through a variance through the ATF. Again, our custom bolt. Battle Arms mag release, we are running a Battle Arms Ambi Safety. The SLR bolt release, Ambi bolt release, we actually machine that lever, so when the rods from the brace come forward, it's not sticking out like that and not allowing this to latch. So it is latched, it does rip out, so we actually do machine that so this stays collapsed and stays latched. Working our way back, again, the PCC trigger, Fab Defense folding grip, Maxim SCW brace, Radian Raptor charging handle, again, the ScalarWorks folding irons, ScalarWorks mount for the RMR, and a Trijicon RMR on top. So other than that, Exo Mag, like that. They do make these in a 20, a 10, a 20, a 15, and a 10, as well as a 40. So Lil Nina, great option for a truck gun. Working up to something a little bit cheaper and working into a full size. If you believe in full size, go for it. 16 inch barrel, Battle Arms Development Workhorse handguard, SLR. This is a Mod 4 hand stop, so it does. It's not a vertical hand stop. It is an angled foregrip, I guess if you want to call it that. Working our way back, just a black nitrided bolt carrier. This is the Desert Tech Quattro lower receiver on an Aero Precision upper receiver. The Quattro is basically a 4-stack mag. If you look at the thickness of that mag, it is a 53 round capacity compared to a standard 30 round capacity mag. There are ambi controls on this, ambi mag release, ambi bolt release, running a mil-spec trigger on this one, running a Radian Talon ambi safety, Magpul K2 Plus grip, Radian Raptor charging handle, and the Desert Quattro bolt catch and ambi mag release as well. Throw an optic on this, throw a set of irons on this. You're golden as far as a truck gun if you can fit something a little bit longer. So my top choice out of these 4 would be this guy. So Little Nina, love this gun. I designed this whole setup with the 2.5-inch barrel was my idea. The feed ramp design on the barrel was my idea. The bolt with the short brace was my idea as well. Now I make those in-house, so not, you know, a lot of innovation in this, and with Mean Arms coming out with the Exo Mag, makes it even more reliable. And again, this is my top pick for my truck gun out of these 4. So you guys got any questions, hit us up, Breachers Customs. Otherwise, thanks guys.